Roberto Calvi's dramatic life and mysterious death is surrounded by allegations of corruption, embezzlement affecting the Vatican Bank, mysterious groups, Italian politicians, international bankers, and it's even referenced in movies. Roberto Calvi was an infamous Italian banker, known as God's banker, due to his close dealings with the Holy See. He lived in Milan and was chairman of Banco Ambrosiano, which was subject to a major political scandal. In the beginning, Calvi joined his dad's bank, Banca Commerciale Italiana, and then moved to Banco Ambrosiano, then Italy's second largest bank, in 1947. The Holy See had already lost an estimated $30 million in a scandal linked to Banco Ambrosiano and financier Michele Sindona, nicknamed the Shark, and he was a banker for organised crime, and this loss was incurred in 1974. Calvi became general manager and later chairman in 1975 as the bank expanded into South America. In 1981, Calvi was given a 4-year suspended sentence and fined for transferring over $1 billion illegally, breaching Italian currency laws, but he kept his job. Calvi allegedly warned Pope John Paul II that the risks to Banco Ambrosiano posed enormous risks to the Vatican Bank. Banco Ambrosiano eventually did collapse in June 1982, with debts between $700 and $1.5 billion, and the funds were allegedly transferred through the Vatican Bank. The bank collapsed due to bad loans and foreign currency transactions. In 1984, the Vatican Bank compensated over $200 million to a number of Banco Ambrosiano's creditors in recognition of their moral involvement in the collapse, but there was no actual proof of their direct involvement. Calvi supported the Vatican, but was still committed for financial misconduct. The Vatican was exonerated on grounds of lack of proof. Michele Sindona died of poison in prison in 1986. Calvi was allegedly a member of the Italian Freemason lodge called P2. This is important because they were named Frati Neri or Black Friars. Remember that for later. Calvi now lost his job at Banco Ambrosiano, ordered by the Bank of Italy. He left Rome on the 10th of June 1982. He went to Venice and then flew via a private plane from Zurich to London. His secretary jumped to her death from a 5th-floor window in Milan, leaving a note criticising Calvi. Calvi's body was found hanging from the scaffolding beneath Blackfriars Bridge in London at 7:30 a.m. on Friday the 18th of June 1982 in an apparent suicide. His body had bricks in his pockets and money in 3 currencies. His body being found specifically at Blackfriars Bridge suggested foul play. The hanging body and the bricks also suggested a possible Masonic link. In 1991, a forensic report concluded Calvi could not have hanged himself, and this was reconfirmed in 1998 and 2002. There are various theories as to what happened. Sicilian Mafia informer Francesco Marino Manoia claimed the death of Calvi was a contract killing on the grounds that he lost money belonging to the Mafia. Another theory was that his death was to cover up his connections with Masonic groups, senior politicians and the Vatican. Another theory that he'd been taken along the river by boat from West London and that his death was linked to the death of a small-time drug dealer called Sergio Vaccari. 2 coroner's inquests in London reported an open verdict in 1983. 5 defendants were cleared of murdering Calvi in 2007 because of lack of evidence, but the court did rule this was not suicide. Calvi's death had a number of consequences. It provoked greater scrutiny of Italian banking at Italian and European level. Offshore and interbank transfers, potential money laundering schemes were now more closely supervised. This even placed the Vatican Bank under closer scrutiny, and this also exposed the P2 Masonic Lodge. Calvi's death has featured prominently in the news, on the BBC, on PBS, in movies such as Il Caso Calvi. The story was referenced in The Godfather Part III, starring Al Pacino, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, starring Heath Ledger, and Il Divo, starring Tony Servillo, which was about the Italian Prime Minister Giulio Andreotti. Click here to get even closer to Italy and Sicily.